Hey, thanks for stopping by Flea's Bourbon Journey. I know I haven't done a video worth much of anything recently, but been a lot going on. I hope that you all forgive me. So tonight what I'm going to do is I'm going to fresh crack first try Ezra Brooks Distillers Collection Charcoal Mellowed Sour Mash Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This is a single barrel store pick from barrel number 7408908. It was filled on May 31st of 16. This is 53.5% alcohol by volume, 107 proof. Now this was hand selected by a local retailer here, Wine, Beer, and Spirits. I'm going to be first try pouring some of this into my Gretna Wine and Spirits Glencairn glass. So the story goes that when Wine, Beer, and Spirits selected this barrel, they thought it was really good. And they were right, from what I've been told. But there's a few of us that are particularly appreciative of the Lux Row Distillery products that were even more grateful that they would do something like this. You see, this bottle you can't buy anymore. Okay, that barrel was bottled and sold, and all of them are out there. But the Ezra Brooks Distillers Collection, you can still purchase that in your local retailers, okay? And it's not a terribly expensive product. But it does come from a distiller in Lux Row, which I think they are located in Bardstown. Yes, Bardstown, Kentucky, okay? And they've been making spirits for a long, long time. They know what they're doing. I do need to apologize to you guys because I've had such a busy day today. As you can tell, I'm straight home from work and straight down to the basement to bring you this video. So quickly, in fact, that I haven't even had supper yet. So if you hear a little gurgling going on, it's because the microphone is in close proximity to my big fat belly that wants to eat too. I'm going to drink a little, give you my thoughts, wrap it up, and then I'm going to go eat something. So hang in there. Let's see what we think of this one. Now, as you know, I usually prefer to take a fresh crack and let it sit for 10, 15, 20 minutes. I have found that that is a good measure of most of the things that I have fresh cracked tried for the first time. But what I'm going to do for you tonight is I'm going to break my own rule, because I know that this bottle is going to be available for me to come back to again later, and I will most likely try this one on the rocks at some point. So I'll bring this one back to you at a later episode on the rocks after it's had a chance to sit in the cabinet for a while. But tonight, fresh crack first try, we're going to hit it right off the jump. Let's see what the nose thinks. Oh, you guys. Oh, I wish, this is one of those few times, well, there's probably a lot more than a few times, that I wish that YouTube had smell-o-vision. Because I would love to let you smell this luscious Lux Row Distillery juice known as Ezra Brooks Distillers Collection. Oh, you know what they should do? They should take this and distill it down and distill it down and distill it down and put it in a little 1 ounce vial with a little spritzer on it, so us guys can smell like this. Hit me in the comments down below what you think. As far as comments are concerned, what you think would make a good men's scent. Guys, this one's very sweet on the nose. Very sweet. Very, very good caramel aroma. I find that the oak is strong, but the oak falls behind in that sweet. And I think the sweet, it's somewhere between caramel and brown sugar on the aroma. There's a little bit of a citrus note in there too. Alright guys, you can hear my tummy grumbling. It's ready. Let's see what the palate thinks. Okay, as I have experienced in previous Lux Row Distillery products of over 100 proof, you do have the heat coming on pretty dominant in the middle. What hits my tongue first is that citrus flavor. But let me tell you, the mouthfeel on this one is going on forever. I am still getting a really good mouthfeel out of this. It's got a good, soft, oily mouthfeel. It's very, not cream like milk cream, but very smooth, as in creamy smooth. There's a very good oak in there. But it's almost like a char that's been undercharred, like a toasted almost. Now I know that toasted does tend to have a different flavor, but I don't get the strong, heavy char oak tone in this one on the palate. Now see the second time on the palate, citrus, oak, something in between toasted and light char. I don't know the specifics on this particular barrel. I could look it up. But there is a good sweet caramel that comes along probably about 2/3 of the way through the flavor profiles, and it hangs there. And then at the very end, after the caramel starts to fade, it's almost like sugar in the raw. The sugar that still has the molasses in it. If you took a couple of grains of that on your tongue, which I've done before, I think Panera is one of the places that has that available to put in your coffee. So sometimes I'll take a little sprinkle of that stuff. It's so good. But that's kind of the very end finish on the end of the tongue, is that still has the molasses in it, sugar in the raw, kind of sweet. And I think that's what keeps the salivaries wanting to keep going even after the finish is over with. Guys, I gotta tell you, Wine, Beer, and Spirits really hit it out of the park with this one. I concur with everybody else who said that they really loved this. Now, as I said, this particular barrel has already been bottled, sold, and is gone. But don't discount Lux Row Distillery's products just because they may not float to the top shelf. If you like something, you like it because you tried it. You don't know you like something until you've had it. Now, you can take other people's opinions and suggestions, and that's fine. But in the end, at the end of the day, give Lux Row's products a shot. I think for their price point, they're pretty good hitters for as inexpensive as most of their products can be had. On a scale of 3 to 13, well, first of all, is it a drinker or a stinker? Definitely a drinker. On a scale of 3 to 13, with 3 being the least palatable thing I could put in my mouth from a Glencairn glass, and 13 being, oh my goodness, I'm going to preserve this bottle and sip it a half ounce at a time until I can stretch it no more, I would have to give this Ezra Brooks Wine, Beer, and Spirits Distillers Collection single barrel store pick an 8.75. I would say it would have to fall somewhere just above the middle of the pack on this one. I can think of others that would hit heavier on the proof. I can think of others that are higher proof that also are mellower on the palate. I can think of others that have a more complementary flavor profile. But all in all, definitely like this one. It's definitely a drinker. Akash, Gretna Wine and Spirits. Well done on the Illuminati glass. You know what I'm talking about. Guys, thanks for stopping by Flea's Bourbon Journey today. I hope that you enjoy your bourbon journey. And on that note, I want to make everyone that's watching aware that we have a raffle. Many of you out there know that 2 families in the Omaha area, actually both of them from Gretna, 2 mamas were killed in a car crash. A 21-year-old young man was accused and is charged with drinking and driving. And there's a whole bunch of circumstances. I won't bore you with the details. You can look it up if you'd like. But there's going to be a raffle that's being hosted. Okay? It's going to be done from groups here locally around the Omaha, Lincoln, Norfolk area. Okay? We've already closed for bottle donations for this raffle. Just so those of you that are watching know, there are 105 different raffle items in this raffle. Now, we left it open for those that wanted to donate their favorite beer, liquor, wine, tequila, whatever. But what has turned out is that we've got a bunch, majority, over 85% of what's been donated are whiskey and bourbon bottles. Now, this is going to take place, like I said, coming up on the weekend. Ticket sales begin Tuesday, April 12th at 6 p.m. If you would like to involve yourself with trying to get a ticket or more than one ticket, tickets are being sold at $25 each or $5 for $100. Once all the proceeds have been collected from all of the raffle ticket sales, the proceeds 100% are going to be divided between the Zimmerman and the Shook families. Now, we're not necessarily going to tell them all the details of what was raffled because in the case of these 2 families, alcohol has helped bring tragedy. But some of us believe that beauty can come from ashes. And on that, I took it upon myself, along with the help of Tyler Bauer and some others that I'm in Facebook groups with, to put this together to show the other side of that. And that's that those of us that are responsible drinkers, that wouldn't drink and drive and kill somebody unnecessarily, we want to show them the love of this community. If you're interested in more details, I encourage you to go over to the Facebook group that's called the No Rules Drinking Club. Once you get in, you'll have an opportunity. We're going to do notification, Tyler is, tomorrow night around 6 o'clock. They'll open up for ticket sales to begin. There is a limited number of tickets, but your odds of winning something from the raffle are about 1 in 10. And most of these raffles, this one's going to work the way most of the other ones before have. When your randomly generated number that's assigned to you for each ticket, if you get your number called, you'll be notified in the thread, by your email, by your phone, text, whatever. And you'll have your pick of what's remaining at that point. If you're picked first, you get to pick whatever from the 105 donations that there are. If you're picked second, you get to pick everything but what the first guy already chose, and so on. This is a chance for us to take away one of the concerns of these families that have been affected so desperately by this tragedy. Now, I've worked with Sarah Zimmerman, one of the two young mothers that lost her life, the one that was 2 weeks away from her due date. I've worked with her since I started working where I work. She's been there longer than me, so I've known her my whole career. And her husband works there as well, and I've known him since the day he started. This is close to my heart, you guys. These families have a lot to think about and a lot of grieving to do. I would love it if we can make money something they don't have to focus their attention on in the near future. I hope that you find it in your heart to go support the cause. If you don't, that's okay. You're not obligated. But the love will be shown. Guys, I hope that you enjoy your bourbon journey. If you like this video, don't forget to like it. Share it if you know somebody you think would like to see this video. And if you'd like to see what I do next, which I'm thinking might be a Franken bourbon, and I have an idea for that one. That one might hit before the weekend. I might get extra generous with my videos this week, now that I'm kind of feeling it again. But if you want to see what I do next, don't forget subscribe. That way you're notified each time I put new content out. Guys, once again, thanks for joining Flea's Bourbon Journey. Stay safe.